Hi, welcome to Code.io. In this episode of problem solving, we'll be solving a question called birthday candles. So, in this question, you are given an array, and the arrays or the numbers in the array represents the height of a candle or height of the candles that are present in a birthday cake. The birthday boy or girl will blow off all the candles that are having the maximum height. Okay, so if there are candles of two different heights and one is taller than the other, only the tallest candles will be blown off. So in this particular example, where the array values is 2, 3, 3, 2 and 3, the tallest candle is of size 3, right? So when the birthday boy or girl blows off the candles, only the candles of size 3 will be blown off and the rest will not be. So you are supposed to find the number of candles that will be blown off by the birthday boy or girl. Okay, so this is the question, and in this particular example, these are the 3 candles that will be blown off because they are of size height 3, and 3 is the maximum height in this particular array, so that is the answer. Now, how exactly are we going to do this? What you are going to do is you are going to traverse this array one by one. Okay, so we are going to traverse this array up until the last element, and you are going to find the largest element in this array. Okay, the largest number in this array. It's a classical loop application. So you are going to traverse this array and you are going to find the largest element in this array, and after you do that, you have to cross reference that number with every single array value. Okay, so you know that 3 is the largest element in this array. Now what you have to do is you have to find the number of candles that are of height 3. Okay, so I'm going to traverse this array again and you are going to check for the height 3 candles. Okay, so if a particular candle is of height 3, you will increment the value of count for that. So you'll have to count the number of candles that are of height 3 in this case, and generally it will be the tallest ones, and you'll have to print the count of that. So this is the question. I hope it is clear. Now the input format is, now here is the input format. The first line contains the value n and the second line contains n space separated integers. So that is the array. So you'll have to get this input and you'll have to print the number of candles that will be blown off. Okay, as usual I'm just going to code it here and copy it there. Okay, so as you know, the first line is going to get a value integer n, right? So I'm just going to get an integer n, which is the size of the array. Okay, so I've got the integer n, and since we know that is the size of the array, we can declare the array of size n. Okay, now after this you are going to get the input for this array. For int I equals 0, I less than n, I plus plus, c in arr of I. So this for loop is to get the input for this array. Okay, so right after this for loop you will have this array consisting of the sizes of these candles. Okay, now after this you are supposed to find the tallest candle or the largest element in this array. So I'm just going to declare a integer variable called max and initialize it to int underscore min. Okay, we are initializing it to the minimum integer value possible, so that every single element, no matter what its value is in this array, it will definitely override the current maximum value. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell is you will definitely have to return the maximum element which is present in this array, right? You cannot choose a random number as the default value of max because we don't know what is the minimum value that is present in this array. So the minimum value that we are going to choose for int max is int min. So it is a minimum integer value possible. Okay, now we are just going to traverse this array and find the maximum value in this array. Okay, int I equals 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Now as you traverse this array, you are just going to compare its value to the max value. ARR of I compared to max. If ARR of I is greater than max, its value will be assigned to max. Max is equal to ARR of I. Okay, let me just explain this briefly. So just assume that you are a kid and you are going into a candy store, and there are candies of varied sizes, and you just want the biggest candy possible. So what do you do now? You don't have any candy as of now in your hand, so you just grab a random one, or the one that you think is bigger when you see it. Okay, so you just pick one and you go looking through the shop, seeking to find a bigger candy. Okay, so you go to the shop, you go through the shop, you see a candy and see if it is bigger than yours. If it is bigger than yours, you'll take that one and leave this one, right? So you repeat this process until you go through all the candies that are present in that store. Okay, so that is exactly what we are doing here. We are getting a number, we are checking every single number and comparing it with the previous maximum number that we have. If the current number is greater than the previous number, we just take it and leave the previous one. So after this loop, you will end up with the maximum possible, or the maximum number that is present in this array. Now what you have to do is you will have to count the number of occurrences of this particular number. So for that, I'm just going to declare a variable called count and another for loop which is going to traverse through this entire array again, checking for the numbers that are of the value max. Okay, so if ARR of I equals max, then I'm just going to increment the value of count. Why is this? So you know the maximum number of or the maximum value that is present in this array. Now you have to see the number of occurrences of it, right? So you are going through the array and you are checking if the number that you are currently at or the iteration is currently at is in fact the value of max. If it is, you are just incrementing the value of count and moving on. So after this for loop, you will end up with the count value of the maximum occurring, or the maximum number, the greatest number. You will know how much times the greatest number is present in this array, and that is the answer, and you just have to print it. Cout count, and that's it. Now I'm just going to copy it and paste it in HackerRank, and before I run it, I'm just going to change the header file from bits/stdc++ .h, I mean from iostream to bits/stdc++.h, because we have used this int minimum, right? And for the HackerRank compiler, iostream doesn't include this. So I'm just going to change the header file, and now I'll try to run this code. The sample test case has been passed, and now I'll try to submit it, and all the test cases has been passed. So this question is quite simple. You just have to find the maximum number and the number of occurrences of that number, and that is it. So now we'll move on to the try it out section of this question. Now what will be the answer if you pass this particular array to your function or the program? So if 1, 3, 5, 2, 5 and 5 is the array of candles, what will be the answer? Let us know your answers in the comments, and if you have any further questions in this particular question, let them know in the comments as well. And if you like this video, please like the video, and for more videos like this, consider subscribing to Code.io. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.